Okay, let's go to the exercises. We're going to do some of these exercises together on the video, and then you're going to try some on your own and check on the video after you're finished with those. Let's do exercise 1A, B, and C together so that you guys know how to do exercise 2A, B, and C. It says, use at least 5 points on the x-axis and label their coordinates. Part A wants us to graph at least 5 points on the x-axis and label their coordinates. So we have this coordinate plane. We're going to pick any 5 points. We're going to plot them right on the x-axis. Remember, the horizontal number line is our x-axis and the vertical number line is our y-axis. So I'm going to pick any 5 points and I'm going to put them right on that x-axis. There's 1, there's 2, 4, and let's do one more over here. Now I'm going to put the coordinates right next to those points. So I'm going to start with the far left point. From the origin, I went 5 to the left. So that means my x coordinate is -5, and I did not go up or down, so that means my y coordinate is 0. The next point, I go 2 to the left, so that's a -2, and I don't go up or down, so that is a 0. My third point, from the origin, I went 1 to the right, so now I'm talking +1, and I did not go up or down, so I have 1, 0. The next coordinate is from the origin 3, so 3 to the right, so that's +3, and I don't go up or down, that's 0. And then finally, the last coordinate I have from the origin goes 6 to the right, so that's a +6, and I don't go up or down at all, so that is 6, 0. Now if I go back to my exercises, part B says, what do the coordinates have in common? So what do the coordinates of your points have in common? When I talk about the coordinates, I'm talking about the ordered pair. What do all these have in common? Well, we can clearly see that all of them have a 0 for their y coordinate. Each point has a y coordinate of 0. And then part C, what must be true about any point that lies on the x-axis? And explain. Well, if a point lies on x-axis, if it lies on the x-axis, the y-coordinate must be 0. And that's because the points are not going up or down on the y-axis. Now when you finish copying that down, what I would like you guys to do is pause the video and try part 2, A, B, and C. It's very similar, but they want you to put points on the y-axis and then answer those questions. After you finish that, play the video once again, and I will have the answers on there. We'll talk about it, and then we'll also do part 3. So go ahead and pause the video right now. Now you had to plot 5 points on your y-axis, and I'm going to erase my x-axis so we're not confused. You might have chosen different points than me, obviously. I'm just going to put some on there, and we'll go right there. For my points, I have 0, 5, because I did not go left or right, and I went up 5. Then I have 0, 3, because I did not go left or right, and I went up 3. Then I have 0, -2, because I did not go left or right, but I went down 2. Then I have 0, -4. I did not go left or right, I went down 4. And then I have 0, -6. I did not go left or right, but I went down 6. Now question B says, what do all the coordinates of your points have in common? You should have said each point has an x-coordinate, an x-coordinate of 0. And then letter C, what must be true about any point that lies on the y-axis? If the point lies on the y-axis, the x-coordinate must be 0. That's because the points are not going left or right. Now, question number 3. If the origin is the only point with 0 for both coordinates, what must be true about the origin? Well, that means it must be on both x and y axis. Be on both x and y axes. Before we continue to the next example, I want to go back to our lines here, and those focused on points that were right on the axes, right on the x or the y axis. We said that if they had on the x-axis, points on the x-axis, they were had zeros for the y coordinates because they didn't go up or down, and they also, if they're on the y-axis, they have zeros for the x because they're not going left or right.